Hello again. Before we get started, please be sure to review these important disclosures. Please pause the video to continue reading. In this video, I will show in greater detail the new VWAP and 3-bar trend range indicator Fibonacci Retrace interaction options now available in the currently beta version 37 of the ebb and flow trading strategy for NinjaTrader 8. The VWAP and Fibonacci Retrace interactions are the main features being introduced in the newest version and can be elected and set in the settings when starting the strategy. These have been added in response to the increase in volatility seen in the aftermath of the initial plunge that took place in the U.S. equity markets in October of 2018. Please visit our website at robusttradingsystems.com to see more about our automated trading strategies and subscription options. Version 37 beta has been posted and subscribers can download it to join in final evaluation and testing. Okay, moving on. Here we are going to use the VWAP interaction ticks. This is the couple of the main features now of the beta that have been added and in response to the high volatility. But I should mention too that in testing some earlier time periods with medium volatility, I had really good results, even better than what you'll see here in the real high volatility using these same settings. And I have not tested yet, but it'll be very interesting to go back and do so some time periods where there's real low volatility. So I'm going to set this one to 66. This is my 3-bar retrace, disallow and stop. What it's going to do is it's going to place an area within the 3-bar trend range, and I like to use a Fibonacci number. 0.764 is a great number for this, and that area, when touched, it will stop taking new trades, and if it's in a trade, it will actually cause a stop. It'll stop you out. If you get a bar close over top of that line. Okay, and then to go along with that, and this is new, I've layered this in, newest development here with the this beta version. I've layered in this option to put in a number of ticks that it must trade then back past the VWAP in order to turn trading back on. When you're using that 3-bar retrace, disallow, and stop, before I had that hardwired in, if you were using the VWAP interaction ticks along with it. Now I have it separate, so you can set this to any number and have it be something different. You could do 0, but then if it crosses back below that VWAP line, it would then enable you to take trades again. And I've seen it turn profits with that too, but it's a lot more trades and some more stops that way, and I don't find it to be as efficient as keeping a number here. I like 66 as well for this, but having that extra layer there lets you be flexible, lets you try this on different instruments and all different numbers. That's always the case with our trading strategies, that you can set any of these things. Okay, in this segment, I'm going to show you in greater detail the VWAP interactions functionality that was just added, as well as the retrace of the 3-bar trend range indicator. So let's get our chart in motion here, speed it up a little bit. Okay, so the VWAP is running here. We have it set for 66 ticks above and below, by adding the 66 in on the VWAP ticks part. And what will happen is when it's in a downtrend, or when we're taking shorts, if price breaks below, or price of a previous bar trades below this line here, it will disallow trading. If price then turns up and I believe even touches this top line, it's either touches or closes above, I think it's touches, then it will enable, it will allow, the VWAP will allow trades to happen again. Okay, so what that does is it, in a volatile period, it keeps us from getting over our skis, so to speak. Because if it runs down too fast, then it's likely to whipsaw back on us. And if we got into a short trade way down here, it could get us in trouble. So here we can see we got a VWAP disallow. All right. So now it won't take any trades until price has, I believe, touched this upper VWAP line. And it's just, again, set right now. We can set it anything we like, but this is set for 66 ticks away. All right. The other thing here is the retrace of the 3-bar trend range indicator. So that's this red shaded area here. We have that set for 0.764, which is a Fibonacci retrace. And that's where this orange fire brick line is right here. If price touches that, I believe if it closes above that, then what will happen is that will cause a disallow based on that. And in order to then get an allow, it will have to trade all the way back down past the VWAP by the number of ticks entered for that. Let's see what those are called exactly. So here you can see the 0.764 for the 3-bar retrace disallow and stop. By the way, if you're stuck in a trade and it trades above the orange line, it closes above the orange line, you'll also get stopped out using this. Okay, it's just sort of a built-in alternate stop that is very effective with this volatility strategy. All right, and so then the after retrace, if it were to retrace above that line and not just keep going to turn this green, but instead come back down, it would have to trade back beyond or to the short side below the VWAP by a certain number of ticks, and we have that set to 66. So when that happens, then it would enable the retrace, allow trading to take place again. Okay, so we have we can run both of them simultaneously, and they sort of work well together. It may not seem that way, but and I say that because while if this pink line was up here next to this orange line, and it went up here, the pink would allow, but the orange would disallow. Well, that's okay. In a volatile time period, that's going to probably keep you out of a whipsaw. All right. It will then have to go back down, touch beyond the VWAP 66 as we had set to enable or to allow based on the retrace, and then come back and touch the VWAP to allow the VWAP. And what that's doing is that's showing, and again, this would have to then be below like it is now, the retrace. So that's showing that there's some serious trend more worthy of taking short trades, and that the volatility has to a degree subsided. Okay, and enough to improve the likelihood anyway of your trades working out, such that over a series in these test results we're seeing good profits. Okay. So there's a lot to that, and you don't necessarily have to worry about it too much if it didn't all gel. But put this up on some market replay and try it out and watch it happen and get an understanding of it. Play with the settings a little bit. So we'll just play it out, and I'll try to tell you what's happening, and really the chart's telling you what's happening too. There's two places right now where the chart's telling you, and that one is in these words right here on the left side, bottom, and the other place is on the chart itself. It's telling you what's happening. Speed it up a little more here. Sometimes with these new beta settings, we may find that we go through periods of time where nothing's happening. All right, now there we got a VWAP allow, and see, now it's going to take a trade. It may or may not be a good one, but it didn't have a lot of risk. Okay, it was not a good one. So it then went above the retrace and stopped us out. We got stopped out. Now, being that it went above the retrace, that disallowed trading. We see the 3-bar retrace disallow. It's going to have to come down, cross through this pink line down here, and then catch a pink line, an upper pink line below this retrace in order to keep taking shorts. But what we see happening now instead is it's probably going to close above here on a 240-minute 3-bar, and so now we just changed to up. And anytime you get a change in trend direction, it will allow trades to commence in that direction. However, in this case, it went up so much that it actually at that same time was above the upper limit on the VWAP, that it made a VWAP disallow. And that's okay. You see price here in this very volatile aftermath of a large plunge from October is, oh, I take it back. We're still in September, but still we have here a lot of volatility happening, enough where we've just avoided some potential trouble, most likely. Okay, right now, because we had a break above the top line, we're looking for it to touch that bottom line. It's potentially out over its skis right now with all those touches of the top line. And it says long disallowed, high touched upper VWAP. If we can get down here to touch this lower one, we'll get back to taking some long trades. And the VWAP resets after the close of the day. So it improves the chance of it coming back for when it's trending. Now you can see price's action is tightened up with making just little breakouts on the 3-bar. So the 3-bar's moved up and gotten smaller. Those can be dangerous periods of time to be in trades. So this sort of keeps us out of that situation. We just got a 3-bar retrace disallow. I'm sorry, yeah, retrace. So it will now have to touch this VWAP and then come back and touch the lower VWAP, but that would have to happen where the lower VWAP is above the retrace when you're using these both in combination. Not taking place right now. Okay, I'm forward winding to another time period where we get a little more action. Okay, I've restarted the playback in a later time period where we have a much greater amount of volatility happening in the market, so you can see more action happening with these interactions. So we just got a VWAP allow, but we also have a retrace disallow. So between the two interactions, we have a disagreement. It will not take trades. Up here, we get a retrace allow because of that touch, but we get a VWAP disallow. And being that the VWAP is on the wrong side of this retrace line, it will also not allow us to have trades. We have a retrace disallow and a VWAP allow. We need these two to agree for it to give us good trades, or more likelihood of good trades. We may be stuck in this little pattern here for a little while. Nope, we're going to get a 3-bar trend change to the downside, possibly, if it closes below that green on a 240-minute bar. Here goes. As soon as we get the 3-bar trend change, we didn't get it. Wait. Anytime we get a 3-bar trend change, it sets both of those to allow, and that's a good time to take trades and test. It's whipping all around. Can't make up its mind. Big moves. Those are 250-point swings or more in the Dow. Weekend. Okay, if this comes down and hits that pink, see, now we're back in trades. And it closed below the retrace and caused a stop out. But, albeit that, it's not a huge one. Very volatile here. Lots of whipsaws. We got a VWAP allow, but it didn't even trigger a pullback trade because we didn't get the right condition before getting a retrace disallow. I think price is going to break down here. And we'll get into a downtrend on the 3-bar, and when that happens, we'll instantly be taking shorts until such time we get a... Oh, actually, I take that back. It would normally allow for shorts so long as it hasn't gotten out over the skis of the VWAP distance, but it did. At that same time, it was too far. It hit below where the band was at that very time. For the VWAP, so the VWAP disallowed it there. Now we get a VWAP allow, and it's going to give us short trades. This will be a nice burst of successful trades, most likely here. Really jumping around in price. Okay, successful trade. And we got below the lower band, so that's a VWAP disallow. If we can touch this upper band, it would be a VWAP allow. Keep in mind, we're well below the retrace disallow line. Wow, it didn't even pull back on that drop to get us into a trade before hitting a disallow. Okay, we should get an allow. There's a good trade. Good trades, good trades. Good trade. Good trade. VWAP disallow. Remember, each of these Pink lines is 66 ticks away from the VWAP. So these are big price moves that we were seeing there. You can see the chart does a good job to also tell you what's happening with these interactions. Okay, there we got a stop. It's a small stop. Well, relatively small. And we'll see if it goes on to change trend again here on us. Or if it comes back down, crosses below the lower VWAP, comes back up, maybe the upper VWAP will be below the retrace, and we'll be taking short trades again. It was a very whippy period of time there, for sure. And it crossed over and made a 3-bar close above. And it was so high it was above the VWAP. So we got an instant VWAP disallow. But here, if it pulls back to this pink line, we will get a VWAP allow. Nice burst of good trades there. See if we get another one here. There we have it. And we got a VWAP disallow for it touching above that, touching that top line. Okay, so that concludes this little segment about VWAP and 3-bar retrace interactions.